Helldivers 2 is a massive success, both when you think about copies sold or just, I would say, the gamers' engagement with the game. It's also no surprise then that it frequently appears in discussions that I have with my colleagues at work. One of these discussions and a recent less framework training that I went to actually brought me to this video and to write a script for it. And by writing, I mean I literally thought about it like 30 minutes ago and just written down a couple of notes that I actually wanted to talk about. So without any further ado, my name is Tomasz Niemiec. Welcome to the Dostarczaj Wartość Delivering Value channel. And today I would like to talk to you about what matters is what inside. So what does Helldivers 2 tell us about optimizing a system? So to clear out a few things at the start, because I know a lot of you may not play video games or not be so acquainted with them. So in general, we could group online games that players play into two groups, PvP and PvE. PvP means players versus player, while PvE means player versus environment. So in PvP, players play against each other and the success is rivalry, so the success criteria is basically to kill or eliminate other players. In PvE, on the other hand, the success comes from cooperation, so all players play to a common goal together and they achieve it together by playing in cooperation. So in general, that's a very short description and that's enough for you to actually be okay with this video. And Helldivers 2, this massive success that I was talking about, actually falls into the PvE category, and the developers were very open about it, that this is where they want to go. And a friend of mine at work asked me, so hey, do you think that they will actually add any PvP elements to it to make it more attractive, to make the viewership more, to bring more people in and so on, because PvP is where we could say the money is, right? All the most successful games are actually that, so especially shooters like Helldivers 2. And I said no, I don't think that they will do it, and actually developers from Arrowhead also made it very clear that their future updates and the direction that they are actually going is that whatever they're going to do to the game, it's always going to be keeping in mind that this is the most important part of the game, which is the common goal, common cooperation. The whole game is basically just overfilled by it. If you have watched a movie like Starship Troopers, the first part, I need to say that, the game is basically it. So it's Starship Troopers, the game, you could call it. It's have its own propaganda and all of it. Like every written thing in the game makes it very clear that you are not here to play alone. You're here to be part of a very big community, and the success comes from everyone cooperating together. So this brings me to the last training that I was in, and there was also a big emphasis there put on it that if you are optimizing a system, or what is actually less about, that maybe even more crucial, is to optimize the possibility to change. There was a nice word in Polish called skrętność, and it's so basically like the cost of changing the direction is what the whole framework is actually optimizing, and everything that you should be doing in it, and there are a lot of options that you can do, they all are built so that the cost of actually making changes and changing directions is as low, as cost effective for the overall system, for the overall organization or team as possible. And when I was thinking about this is something that also brings me to an hint or a good advice that I got from Bob Galen, not me personally, I just heard it in his podcast Metacast, when someone asked him in a letter to the podcast crew, so how do you make sure that if you are an agile corporation or an agile organization and you really value those 4 values of it, you make sure that if you're changing something in the system, it actually follows the agility values. And he said something very, very, very simple, that there is no tool for that. You just, whenever you make a change to the system, you need to always have in mind, okay, does this bring me to the left part of each of the value sentences or to the right part. So as an example, if we take the individuals interactions over processes and tools, now if you want to make the cooperation and knowledge sharing between teams easier, is building a very robust Jira automation system that will prepare the most perfect issues from one team to another, like every single detail that each team needs. So basically creating a wall that is a very beautiful wall and it creates the most beautiful packages that you can throw over it. Is this actually boosting or strengthening that value that you said that is important for you in your organization or not, right? So because that could be like a no-brainer. Oh, we actually need to really optimize our backtracking system to make it as easy for the developers to work. Like it should be completely easy. They will just click one button and it will create those tickets exactly as the other team needs. Yeah, from one hand that might be something, right? But is this actually boosting the value within the organization? And coming back to less framework, if you would model out the whole system of your organization or your product's life cycle, and if you then pinpoint that how in less, like the cycle time for delivering features is the thing that we actually want to optimize, it's very clear what kind of strings you can pull in the system to actually boost it, to always have in your back of your head that this is the part that you actually want to optimize. Another example of maybe going a bit out of the agile just manifesto perspective to talk about is just that we know that the most successful companies in the world, usually they have in common that they are built around self-organized teams and they are giving them a lot of empowerment for the teams to work together and achieve goals together, right? That's a given. So if you actually want to build an organization like that and you say that this is important for you, is actually implementing an in very individual performance management system in your organization the way to go, right? If you're building in that organization something that seems like a no-brainer, right? Every organization needs to have a people system where developers have their individual development plans, individual goals, and etc. that they want to reach, that they grow. Seems like a no-brainer, right? But how will this affect their cooperation? How will this affect their overall focus on the customer and the product, right? Maybe I have here a task that is actually bringing me closer to my promotion, and if I change the team to actually be more productive, that will actually make me not reach that goal that I have set for me personally, right? So that's a very interesting topic to have, right? Do you actually need it? And does it bring you closer to what you said is important for you? So, but what happens if you actually don't do that? And I have another example, and sorry, this is again video games. That's something that I really like. And I usually give you metaphors from either it's sports or video games, or actually food, which maybe tells us something, but let's not go into this direction. So there was a game called Overwatch 2, and this was a game which falls into the PvP category, right? So player versus player, and to be precise, it was like team versus team more, but I don't want to confuse you even more than you are probably right now. So in Overwatch 2, the whole foundation of the game was built around a triangle. And in short, there are attacking characters, defending characters, and supporting. Right, so attacking, killing others, and doing damage, in short. And this triangle is working, and when it was working, Overwatch was booming. It was very special, no game was like it, and people were just driven to it, and it was just flourishing. But then Blizzard, the creators of the game, actually said that their metrics say that the gamer engagement, how the game is streamed on various platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and so on, and just the overall engagement of players is more towards the attacking characters, which is also a no-brainer. Like, it's just cool to make damage, it's cool to kill other players. That's something that you can sit in front of your console or a PC and be really proud about it, that you actually just killed 5 guys in a row, instead of if you are just, I would say, a supporting character, that you healed your teammates. That's not the, I would say, it's not the same level of energy that you get from it, or adrenaline, however you're gonna call it. So they said, okay, so let's also give something offensive, but I mean like attacking elements to each of the characters. Like even if it's like a healer character or a medic, let's give him some kind of pistol or anything so he can shoot back. So it's at least a bit attacking. And then when new characters were introduced to the game, they were all more or less focused on the dealing damage part. So basically what Blizzard did, they broke the triangle. And what this followed, and this was actually something of a delay effect, the game became less and less popular because it lost its foundation, something that was like in the core of it. And by the way, what happened also is that players just said that, well, if I'm here for the attacking part, there are games that are only focused on that do it 10 times better, right? Without, I would say, the other part. So they were just gradually moving over. That was not only the part about Overwatch, but I could create a new video just about the game and what was wrong with it. But in general, I think you get the clue about that whenever you are making any changes to a system, or wanting to improve it or get a different outcome than you just have, you need to think about, okay, so what is the key thing that I'm trying to, that is important within my model, within my system, and by doing what do I actually bring it lower or higher? Like, do I improve it or do I decrease its value, right? But it's very crucial that whenever you are optimizing your organization, your team, your corporation, any kind of process or any kind of model, it's very crucial to first understand what is the most important part and how it will affect it. And also to think about that even if a metric or something seems like the natural no-brainer solution to go, it might not be for us, for our system. And that's basically it. And like I said, the video was created just minutes ago, not even an hour maybe now, but I kind of thought that this could be interesting, that this could give you any kind of value in your decision making or in the situation that you are right in. And please, now it's time for you to actually go into the comments and let me know if you liked it, if you actually got something from it, if it was interesting for you or something was completely not clear. Fire away, ask in the comments. I'm very eager to answer them. Looking forward to your thumbs up, to your subscriptions, to ringing the bell for the entire channel. Look for other videos that we have in English. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So thank you much for your attendance and see you on the next video. Bye.